Hey guys, it's Jay from Skolgamingyt Network. Welcome to another MLB Perfect Inning 2018 video, and welcome to this week's episode of Plus 10 Tuesday. Nothing has changed on my team. We're going to have two games this week, though. Our first game will be against Jeff Jays 19, also known as Jeffrey Lou. If you couldn't guess who, it's Jeffrey Lou. That's his punch phrase for the live streams. I love it. Gotta give him the shout out on that. But we're going to play him today along with a ranked head-to-head game. He did use David Price as his starter, but then you can look at his bullpen and get a look at his hitting lineup as well. His team is certainly a higher overall than mine. But you guys will see how the gameplay turns out in just a second here. And then after that, we'll have our ranked head-to-head game. Alright, and to lead off the game, Jorge Polanco will go up against David Price, and we're going to strike out against the curveball. Just wasn't ready for that, and there's one out now. Danny Santana is going to ground out to first for out number 2. Miguel Sano up, 122 base power. He's going to intentionally walk him. Wow, did not see that coming. We've got Eddie Rosario up here. If you can get a hit and drive in Sano, that would be nice, but that's going to hang up just a little bit too much. Mike Trout makes the catch, and we're headed to the bottom of the 7th of a 0-0 ball game. I went with Kyle Gibson for this game. Wanted to get his team debut, and his first batter he faces, he strikes out. Now facing Brett Gardner, we're going to go the changeup and get it on the ground to first for out number 2. And now we're facing Didi Gregorius here. Gonna go a changeup to lead this at bat off, it's slider. And we get the ground out to Mauer at first for out number 3. So no runs, no hits, on to the 8th, still tied up at 0. And Max Kepler bashes that one to left center. That's to the wall. Mike Trout with a weak throwing arm allows Kepler to get into second with a leadoff double. Now Logan Forsythe, and that's on the ground to first. We send Kepler to third, he'll get there. Forsythe out at first, but a runner on third, one out, and Joe Mauer grounds to the pitcher. Unfortunately, we can't get Kepler in, so there's 2 outs. Still a guy on third for Jason Castro, who pops up to first in foul territory. That is caught by Albert Pujols, so we don't get any runs out of our runner on third with less than 2 outs. Gibson will try to just shut things down here in the 8th, and he strikes out Aaron Judge with the changeup. Now on to facing Albert Pujols, and that is lined out to second, so there's 2 outs here in the 8th. Now facing Mike Trout, and we get Trout to ground to short, field and throw. So no hits for Jeffrey Lou through 2 innings, and we're on to the 9th. Byron Buxton leading things off, hits a grounder to short. 92 speed won't be enough to beat that out, and that's out number 1. Jorge Polanco up here hits one to center, and that drops for a single. So we're in business. We have a runner on first and 1 out. Danny Santana going to ground to third. Bryant Fields didn't see the play at second, but he does get the double play. We're on to the bottom of the 9th, still tied at 0s. Jose Bautista going to ground to first. Mauer flips it to Gibson for the force out. And we have 1 away here, now facing Chris Bryant. I was throwing a lot of changeups. Jeffrey Lou figures out how to hit one there, gets a single to left. So now we're facing Joe Mauer, and Bryant wants to steal. Bryant successfully steals second. That was a little bit frustrating. Now on a 2-2 count, we get the strikeout for out number 2. Facing Altuve for the second time, another 2-2 count, and another strikeout. So we get out of a 9th inning jam. We're on to the 10th, and Sano gets intentionally walked again to lead things off. So giving me the leadoff runner, an interesting strategy. Rosario, another good hit, but just gets a little bit too much under it as it's a fly out to right for out number 1. We're going to still with Sano here. We want to get him in scoring position, our last shot on offense, and he does steal second. And then with 1 out, Kepler flies to center. Trout with a noodle arm, so we're going to be aggressive, get Sano over to third on a sac fly. Then we're going to pinch hit with Robbie Grossman for Logan Forsythe. We can bring in Ahire Adrianza defensively in the bottom of the 10th. I really want to get a run here, and Grossman delivers with a 2-out run-scoring single to left center, making it 1-0 for the +10 Twins. Now we'll put Adrianza in as a pinch runner, and then he'll stay in the game as our second baseman. Gives us a little bit more speed on the base paths, although Maurer grounds out to the pitcher, so it doesn't really matter. But then we have the defensive replacement here in the bottom of the 10th. We're going to bring in Ryan Presley to try to close things out. Facing Francisco Lindor here. Up 0-2 in the count. And the two-seam fastball is hit to left for a single. So the leadoff guy gets on for Jeffrey Liu. Now we're facing Didi Gregorius. And we strike him out for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 10th. 2 outs away facing Aaron Judge. And that curveball is hit to center. That is a single. Lindor going for third, and he makes it. So first and third, 1 out. And now this is going to make me mad. He's going to try to do a squeeze bunt. I get the out at the plate. And then literally 1 pitch later, tries to steal, throw him out at second. I win the game 1-0. Great game to Jeffrey Liu. I was a little bit mad about the squeeze bunt, but I understand it. And here we go. Kyle Gibson on the mound for both games, looking to go 2-0 for us on the week. We are the road team at Nationals Park. There's our +10 Twins lineup. Let's see what we're up against besides that high-class James Shields. All right, several live SC cards, some high-class cards. This is a good team, but I feel like I have a chance to compete here. All right, Polanco leading things off here, down 0-1. And that's going to be a pop out to third for out number 1. Not the best plate discipline that at bat. We're just getting adjusted to things here. Now, Joe Mauer batting second. Going to try to get on base and get something going with 1 out here. But he's going to ground to Trevor Story at short for out number 2. Plate discipline is something that I'm not doing well right now. We've got Miguel Sano with 122 power. He could go deep on any given pitch. On 1-0, we're going to look for a good pitch to hit here. That maybe wasn't the best. I thought I liked it, but I'm going to pop it out to the catcher, Yadier Molina. So no runs on no hits. Now Kyle Gibson can try to get us to the 8th in a tied game, hopefully. And the first pitch hit to right. That is a single. Rare that the first pitch gets hit like that, so I probably didn't commentate much. We're ahead 0-2. We're going to bury a curveball, try to get the strikeout here, and strikeout number 1. My opponent has swung at every single pitch so far this game to give hittable pitches to a guy that swings at literally everything. And there's a grounder. We're going to leave the runner at second, get the out at first, throw it to third to contain the runner to second. So with 2 outs, we just have to get past Trevor Story. You got the slider outside, and he chases it. He pops it out to Jason Castro, the catcher. So we give up a hit on the first pitch, but then Gibson gets him 1, 2, 3 after that. We're now on to the 8th, where Rosario looks to lead things off. And that was in, but it's down for a single. We're going to round, but we're going to hold Rosario at first with a single to lead things off here in the 8th. And on 1-0, we're going to look for a pitch to hit, hopefully. We got one to hit, but we got just a tiny bit under it as we fly out to George Springer in center for out number 1. Logan Forsythe up. We're going to try a steal right here, right now. And we should have it. We do take a strike. But Rosario down to second safely. And then Forsythe drops a single to center, and Rosario's going to come around, and Rosario's going to score. So a clutch stolen base followed up by a single gives us a 1-0 lead. Now Jason Castro will look to get a hit here. Got just a tiny bit under it as well. Diving catch by my opponent's own version of Eddie Rosario in left for out number 2. 0-2. We're going to see what Buxton can do. Can we beat this guy like we beat Jeffrey Liu? Well, that's hit well to right, but Nicholas Castellanos catches it at the warning track for out number 3. headed to the bottom of the 8th, now up 1-0. My opponent has still swung at every single pitch thus far, so we're not throwing any strikes. Grounder, what a weird hit. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, game? Still, every pitch I throw has been chased, so we're going to throw the changeup in the dirt on 0-2, and that's lined out to second for out number 1. We're not throwing strikes until this guy doesn't swing. And there is another infield hit. I should have just taken the out at first, but first and second, one out. This guy's plate discipline is on a whole nother level of terrible. We're ahead 0-2. Look at that. It starts as a ball, continues as a ball, and it's a little baby pop out to first. All right, now we're back to throwing balls. We got him to swing, and we get him to pop out to first. So an absolute lack of plate discipline. We gave up 2 really goofy infield singles, but we get out of things and we're up 1-0 in the 9th. Kyle Gibson up to bat, and we're going to pinch hit for him. We're going to use Robbie Grossman as our pinch hitter once again. He already delivered as a pinch hitter for us against Jeffrey Liu. We'll see what he does against this ranked opponent here. And behind 0-1, hits that to center, drop, and Robbie Grossman 2 for 2 as a pinch hitter in today's video. Jorge Polanco up now. We'll look to get a rally started for us, but we're going to ground into a double play. Error. Safe at first. There we go. In 90 speed, I'm going to send him first pitch here. If he picks me off, so be it. He won't pick me off. Ball low and in. Barely safe, but now we have a runner in scoring position for Joe Mauer. Right. Behind 1-2 with Mauer, we've chased a couple pitches, but we've also taken a couple pitches, but we strike out there. And he gets intentionally walked for the 3rd time in 4 plate appearances on today's video. We're in an 0-2 hole with Eddie Rosario, though, just looking to drive in a run. I should not have chased that. I don't know what I was thinking. Credit to my opponent for getting out number 3, and we head to the bottom of the 9th of a 1-0 ball game. We're going to put in Brian Dunsing with 112 stuff, pair it with 97 velocity. I don't think this guy's going to hit a single ball out of the infield. Slider inside here, up 0-1 in the count, and that is popped out to third because Dunsing has 112 base stuff. Going to go a low curveball to start things off here against Mr. Paul Goldschmidt, and a grounder to third because, once again, these balls are not going to leave the infield against 112 stuff. Now we face Adrian Beltre, 1 out away from the win. I don't think this ball is going to leave the infield either. Oh, that one actually got to left field for a single. Shocking, but credit to my opponent. We're making this a ball game still. You go change up low to Trevor Story here, and that is bloop to center. So my opponent has figured out how to hit the low pitches, so we can't throw it low. We're going to have to throw it inside, outside, yada, yada, yada. Going to go slider up and out, and that is popped out to second. So we give up a couple of 2-out hits. We get the win 1-0. To my opponent, you pitched very well. Your hitting plate discipline does need work, but Kyle Gibson goes 2-0 on the week. 2 well-thought-out 1-0 wins. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. If you're new around here, subscribe for more MLB Perfect Inning 2018 content in the comments. Let me know what Twins players you think I should add to this team if you want to have a chance to play this team in a future video. Next week, I'm going to play Tie Too Tight. He and Jeffrey Liu were the 2 people who asked me to play this team specifically, like really before the team review stream. So I'm getting Tie Too Tight in next week. I got Jeffrey Liu in this week. After that, add this account as a friend. Right now, I have 30 out of 50 friends. Emilio, the last person I added. So anyone after Emilio will be put on a wheel. Wheel will be spun, and whoever it lands on will be my opponent. If you want to play this team and you already have this account added, feel free to unfriend it and refriend it. Just so I have that consistent cutoff point, everyone will be put in the wheel, and at the end of next week's video, I will announce my opponent for the video the week after, assuming they accept the challenge. Then we'll have a full week to get our game coordinated, scheduled, recorded, everything good like that. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. And as always, peace out.